Hi money friends. Today I'm going to be talking about our house down payment savings, what progress we made on that, how our investment accounts are growing for our mortgage payoff goal, and I'm going to share our retirement balance contributions. I'm doing all of this because it's Transfer Tuesday, where I share what money moves we're making for the week to get closer to our big financial goals. One of the things I'm doing besides money this week is actually thinking about spending. So November and December traditionally, at least for us, and I know a lot of you guys as well, are very spendy months. There's Christmas, there's holidays, there's just a lot of ways to spend money. And for me, I've noticed in the last couple days, I've really wanted to spend money all the time, even though it's not in the budget, even though I am in a period where I'm trying to cut back on spending. So I've just been trying to be a little bit more wise in how I'm spending money and also more thoughtful and conscious of my spending choices. Spending money can definitely be something that blows your budget when you are not paying attention to it. So right now my goals are basically to pay attention. Also, not to let myself make spending choices when I am run down like I am right now. I haven't been sleeping well, so I'm like super tired. And when you're super tired, you aren't making the best choices. So for me, that means right now I can't spend money, at least not today, because I didn't sleep well. So like, I don't want to make those choices when my brain's not functioning at its best, because chances are they'll be beyond the budget, and then that'll throw us off in other ways, and that's just not a good idea. So I'm kind of thinking through how to be more thoughtful and conscious of our choices, and I'm also doing some other things. So I just figured I would share kind of how I'm working on my spending right now, because if I don't spend all of our money, I can take the extra and put toward my big financial goals every week, and I like doing that. So I'm basically trying to make sure that I can do that more often than not. So a few things I'm doing besides just the mental work of thinking, should I be spending money right now? Am I fully aware of what I'm doing? Am I in the right mindset to be spending money? I'm also changing where I'm spending money. So I've been thrift shopping a lot lately. I've actually switched from buying new clothes to only buying used clothes. My kids have pretty much always worn hand-me-downs, even like school uniforms and stuff. Like, they just have never really had a lot of clothes bought for them besides from other people. Like, I've never bought my kids clothes really. But I have had to do that recently because my son needed some warm clothes for the colder weather, and like, we didn't have it. So I went to the thrift store and I bought him a ton of shirts that he will basically trash anyway. And it was so much cheaper than going to a store, like incredibly cheaper. I used to love going to thrift stores and spending money and buying things that I wanted. And I went on a day where they had a discount and it was like so cheap. I spent $40 for a ton of stuff for him and a ton of stuff for me as well. Actually this. So I have a lot of new clothes for both of us for the cold weather, for a relatively cheap price, because $40 would be one sweater for me. So that was a really good option. I am also working on my annual budget for 2024. So I've kind of played with the annual budget in the past, but not been really committed to it. But in 2024, I am personally planning to basically have everything planned out for the entire year and go based off of that and have a spending plan for the entire year. So I'm really excited about that and having a roadmap for the entire year. And then I'm also I'm doing a lot of planning right now. I'm also creating a spending plan for Black Friday shopping. I go Black Friday shopping with some of my really good friends here, and it's like an annual tradition and I love it. And we can also get some really good deals, but it's more about like being together and shopping together because it's like the one time a year we get to do that. So I'm making a plan for the amounts I want to spend, but also like things that we either need or for Christmas gifts, and having a very clear plan and kind of not like going off of that plan. So that's what I'm doing for Black Friday. I've started my list and I have kind of a guide for what I want to spend on people specifically, and for things that we need. There's actually a few things for our home that we need that we've been putting off, waiting for better deals. So if we can get them on Black Friday, I'm going to be doing that. But that also means I need to keep my spending in check on just random stuff. So Instead of spending money right now, I'm filming a video about Transfer Tuesday and my goals. So let's look at those goals. So I'm working on 3 different goals right now, and they are my 2023 Roth IRA, my 2023 house savings to put toward a down payment for another home in the future, a bigger home, hopefully. And then third, a mortgage payoff goal for this home. We do have a mortgage on this home, and I would love to have the amount of that mortgage invested so that if I had to, I could take that money and pay off the home. Okay, let's look at the numbers for those specific goals. We'll start with the Roth IRA. The goal is to put in the max amount you can for this account. It is $6,500 into the Roth IRA. So I have put in so far this year $4,800. And today, based on my chart that I created, that is an investing challenge to hit that max amount, I'm putting in $180. So that leaves us with an amount contributed for the year of 2023 of $4,980. Woohoo! Feeling really good about that. I'm very excited that we're so close to $5,000. So next week we will be hitting $5,000. Feels really good to be contributing to retirement. I don't necessarily have the biggest retirement account balances compared to some people my age, but I do feel comfortable with how those accounts are growing, and being able to max out certain accounts each year is really making me feel a lot better about the future, so that I know I won't be like really disappointed and stressed when I retire. So it feels really good. Retirement can be like this thing that a lot of people my age or younger don't necessarily want to think about. And honestly, a lot of people start saving for retirement and investing for retirement after the age I currently am now. I was looking at statistics the other day, and it's never too late to start because you're better off having something than nothing. But at the same time, the earlier you start, the easier it is. So definitely, if you haven't started saving for the future, for retirement, maybe check that out. I have videos on Roth IRAs and other videos about investing, and I'm going to be doing more on that because I feel like it is something that is overwhelming for people, and I get so many questions. So I'll be doing more videos on that. And if you have specific videos you want to see, let me know in the comments. But anyway, that is my Roth IRA goal for today. And now we're going to move on to the, house savings. So I'm very excited about this account too, because it is growing. Our goal for 2023 was $20,000. And then like a month or two ago, I don't know, sometime in there, I was like, there's no way. So we're kind of scaling back a little bit, aiming for 10,000 this year, and then probably setting a new goal for next year, maybe another 10,000. Anyway, we are going to be contributing to this account today. So we're starting with a balance from last week of $8,110.66. And then we're putting in, I had five different transfers. So I had 5 different transfers, which is great. The first one was $28.29 in interest. I love the days where I get to tell you guys about interest, because this isn't a high yield savings account. It is not the highest rate possible that we could find, but I like this bank, so it is earning money. If you want to see which accounts I like and recommend, I do have a video on the high yield savings accounts that I would recommend, and that's just based on ones I've used and ones that I like. But there's a lot of options out there. If you don't have your money in a high yield savings account, if it's just in a regular account earning 0.01, you need to move your money, because you could be earning so much more. And when I earn $28 for my money just sitting there, it feels really good. And that is the first transfer that went into the account. And then we also had $20 from apps that I use, from referrals that I cashed out and put it in here. And then we had Upside. I combined them, but it was basically 2 cash outs for $37.18. And that is from multiple gas fill-ups. We've been spending so much money on gas right now. I think it's like 3 different fill-ups, and I do get like 15-cent referrals. So it gives me a little bit more money when I fill up my tank using Upside. So that's why I tend to get these higher amounts. But I had 3 fill-ups and I had $37.18 that I earned. So I cashed that out and put it toward the house down payment savings. And then I did have $50 that is an auto transfer that we budget for every month. And it just automatically goes into this account. And that's really nice because I don't have to think about it. So $50 goes in. So every Tuesday morning I look at it and it's like, there's my $50 that I already set up to come over, which is really nice. And then I also moved over $35 from what I paid myself from my business. And I thought $35 this week would be the right amount based on the things I looked at. So $35 went in from my earnings. And then that leaves us with a new total balance in this account of $8,281.13. So 41%, we finally moved up to 41% from 40%. I'm really excited about that. And hopefully we'll keep going up and hit at least the 50% mark, which is the goal for if we were saving $20,000. So we've made some progress here. And the final goal is the mortgage payoff goal, which is basically to have the amount of my mortgage balance put aside in an investment account so that if I ever wanted to, I could pay off the house, but not going to because we have a low rate and mathematically it doesn't really make sense. Basically, I have a mortgage balance and I want my investment account balance to be equal to that. So right now, my investment account balance is pretty low and my mortgage is pretty high comparatively. So I'm going to try to even them out. So basically, I'm investing every single week and just tracking my balance so I can see the difference between my investment account and my mortgage balance. So the numbers last week, I had a difference of $91,388.81. So that felt pretty good. That was definitely lower than the week before. It's actually been going down pretty much every week, even on the week where I had a much lower investment account balance. I did have my mortgage drop because our monthly payment went through, so that was fun. And then this week, our mortgage balance is $107,871.57. No change from last week. We did not make a payment. We only pay it once a month. And then my investment account did go up. So some of the investments that I have went up in value. So that's nice to see. This amount went up to $17,541.39. So the difference in these accounts this week is $90,330.18. Our investment account went up $1,000 this week. So that is the difference, basically $1,000 in difference this week, which is really exciting. That number is going to fluctuate because investment accounts obviously go up and down. It's not always a linear line. It is just kind of like up and down depending on how the stock market is doing. So that is a really fun goal for me personally. I track that in Monarch Money. That is the app that I'm currently using. I'm testing out a few different ones because I used to use Mint to track kind of my net worth and my transactions, my spending, but they have decided to close it. So I'm testing out a few different budgeting apps right now and how they track your spending and things like that. Okay, so this video is really long. It's gonna take me forever to edit because I've said so many things wrong, but I'm really happy that I got to film this video, that I got to share my numbers, share what financial moves we've made, our progress, and also a little bit about my spending for the month and the year and just kind of how I'm thinking that through. So comment club, if you watch this far, type spend wisely down below because it's definitely the time of year where we can like turn our brains off and spend in ways that are not helpful to us. So definitely keep your thinking caps on and spend wisely, my friends. I'm going to be doing the same. Hope you guys have a fantastic week. I will see you next Tuesday. Bye.